Ciao ragazzi, hi guys, this is Luca Cinalli here. I'm a consultant for food and beverage industry. I was born in Italy, but pretty much I spent all my life in London, so I like to say I live in London. Let's say it's where I sleep. Allora, a few things. First of all, I have to blame my brother. He's a chef, he's older than me, and then I'm joking, but definitely he's the person. He gave me a hand and he said, we have two opportunities. Where we coming from, extremely small village, my father is a fisherman, so there were two options. Sea coast in Abruzzo in Italy, so it was, we could go fishermen, so everyone, friends and family, relatives and neighbors, they all somehow connected with fishermanship, or being on the seaside, so on the coast. Probably my mom and papa lives by the seaside. Restaurants, hotels, especially in summer times, pretty popular. So that was the two options. Carlo, my brother, was already working, so he said, "Come." I tried. I have a character. I like to improve it. I like to stick with some topic which I start with, and I fell in love with hospitality. So I'm pretty happy, pretty concentrated, and then I think this is what is gonna guide me on the future. Yes, that's true. I have landed the first time in Asia, possibly 2010 or something, maybe slightly before. Just to curiosity to see. I'm always driven to country and feelings I don't know about it. So if something I don't know, I would go and discover it. So China was the biggest, so definitely was the one I discovered the most. But then there were other countries, Korea, Japan, let's say even Philippines is somehow they have some influence. But Taiwan, so in this case currently it's been already 4 years. I participate and collaborate with a bar called Reply in Taiwan. I liked everything about it. It's from culture, people, attitude, the way how they thinking, the way how they behave. So I can't really say Asia is better than any other countries, but I can say it makes me feel warmer, it makes me feel more comfortable. The way how they think, the way how they behave, he somehow fits the way I am. Not completely, I'm pretty adaptable everywhere, but when I go to Asia, I feel the food, people, the way it is, weather as well, so I like it a lot. Concept, so in this case, even on the bar, we had so many opportunities, but then, sometimes we have in mind, sometimes it needs to fit the right country. Not everything can be done everywhere in the world. So Taiwan really fitted. First of all, business partner. So Sam is an incredible guy and really supportive in everything. Second, people are very warm and eager to learn. So the bar team is just stay with us all the time and try to support it. And the third, customers. Welcome. Very attention to the details, so they really supportive of what we do. When we say supportive, COVID it wasn't the easiest, unfortunately, that time. But customer, they kept very loyal, so I enjoy it. So I really enjoy it. First of all, we do a lot of travels. We do, generally. So customers, they also do. So it becomes a sort of mother situation. Travel becomes, we want to see, we want to go. It's easy to go, easy to see. So that's a good thing. I had feelings. Now I start to believe even more and more and more and more. What we going and see somehow, especially current global topic, which you are going to see and to experience more traditional, more local things, cannot be taken. Cannot. It's root somewhere. You might gonna get an inspiration, but a lot of times nowadays, the more I go deep to true local, true inspiring, true, authentic to that particular area, I can't really take it anywhere else. But I can take the taste. So this is the number one thing I really focus a lot. I take the taste, and then I always have someone talking back of my mind. Why do they do that? Why do they think to do in that way? So, for instance, I go to some I don't know, venue o mercato, markets. I love street markets a lot. I love local my mercati originali di any cities. And when I see family running business, when I see people, I don't know, coming from a very specific corners of that particular area and then bringing what they do daily, I always questioning myself. I said, wow, how did they come up with that idea? That was very clever, very genius behind. So I take that a lot. Taste, why people they do that in that way, why they become on doing that way, and why they somehow running for so many years, they sustain their business, the idea, and their passion. So I take that a lot when I travel nowadays, and then when I go back home, I try to see what I have and then sing on them, inspiring. I'll try to re-elaborate on what currently is my case or location. I don't know what to say. Allora, first of all, for sure, I think some of us we born or we raised somewhere where inspirational is good, but definitely we keep ourselves in a small box. So I always believe, I always try to share. When I share, I give the message to the team. Team is responding with another message. So I give something, I also take something from the team. So saying that, if something is being done from a colleague, I truly respectful. This is good, very well done, there is nothing else. But for personally, the majority of time, that is done. So the page is turned. So a lot of time is so definitely a lot of aiming for less distraction. So that is going to increase your focus on everything. And then I'm never somehow, maybe by luck, maybe by attitude, maybe by character. Now I know, after many years, I know, if I don't have an answer today, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So maybe I think on something, maybe I say, no, I need to look. And maybe I spend an hour, 2 hours on, I don't know, Google searching, or I go to the bookshelf, and then maybe I didn't come up with any solution, but I know if it's not tomorrow, after tomorrow, or after a week, it's going to happen. Sometimes I had ideas, or I had a little question mark, I wanted to improve something, it just didn't happen. I just parked on the side. The more you have, and then the more ideas, or the more things you want to develop, and then, some of them you just have to park on the side because it didn't happen yet. It's a very interesting question because I can tell you something else. We are somehow in a trend with clear bubbles, and I think it's pretty good because if it's not clear, it could be heavy to our body. So it's good to clear. Now, if we all do full menu clear, full menu being washed, and then I think it becomes too settled. No? So we will balance it. Bubbles is good for flavor. Just splashing them, is good. But on the last 2-3 years, I did one thing. I said, of course, colleagues, which we love each other, but you still my opposite business. So if I do what you do, and then I sat over there, it was never as a Luca comfort zone. It was never my zone. So if I see it's been done, I turn the book and then say, okay, what can I do as well? Then I said, we are making too many signatures. But no, Luca, you have to work on your classics. So even when I look on historically, wow, our fathers, when I say fathers, our bartenders' father, they were having their own classics. So to this extreme of nowadays, I said, I'm going to work on my classics. So I'm pretty proud of, my espresso martini, my Negroni, my gin and tonic, my gin fizz, even a simple gin and tonic, but I'm proud of that gin with that tonic and that garnish because I like to compare a lot. So that will be days I sit, okay, today I make, and I'm even strong on routine. When I taste a lot, I take my breaks, If I taste it today, I don't know, old-fashioned, pretty boozy, spit it, sometimes I have to, but maybe I take a little nap, so I became good on classics as well. Funny story, I don't shake espresso martini anymore, only stirred. But whoever is going to listen our conversation, I would say you need to have a key points. You need to have that. This is what is driving me. This is what I think every day. So for me, espresso martini, I have a competition. Pint of Guinness. Espresso martini, it's a pint of Guinness. Foamy, creamy, raising after shaking. Said, okay. So potentially could be, and then I also believe who's drinking espresso martini could potentially be people in UK, pub driven, beer driven, Guinness driven. So I said, okay. Then I put another category. I said, okay, what does he have that drink? Booze, so let's say product. Then he has spices through the liqueurs, and then has sugar. And then I compare, okay, but I have another drink, old-fashioned, boozy, sugar, bitter, spices. So I put them together. I said, you know what, coffee out, I stir it, because I'm consultant, so I bring you call me for some product, because it has to be signature, everyone can do it. So even when I was working on my classics, I start to have a vision. Will happen or will not happen, I don't know, but I have to be driven by vision. I said, Luca, you want 40 places. Doesn't matter, maybe what 40 places could be hotel chain. But that hotel chain and 40 places, he needs to have a product which is done and can be done for 40 places. I'm just shooting numbers, but that was the vision. So that creativity came alive because of that vision. So I needed to be clear myself first. So luckily for me, I spent quite a little bit of time alone, so I'm a little bit an overthinker. When I do overthink, nothing personal, but usually I try to picture what if I do that, what's the reaction, if I do that mistake, what happened. I'm never afraid of mistakes. Never, no. If mistake comes, I'm very good to absorb it, no. So back on that, I think it's incredibly important. Drinks, signature, and the vision what we have. Sì. I'm lucky. I'm lucky because this is go. So to our audience, that goes to back what we are. Cannot be changed tomorrow. Some of us does it, but some of us no. So definitely, if I have the feeling if I say something, if I do something, people are just gonna follow it. So I'm responsible for that. On the other side, I think I have the integrity to choose or to be able to understand what's right and what's not completely right. I can't say what's wrong, but I can say I think is super right, it is something less right, so maybe I have to do it, or maybe I feel to do it, because when I say I have to do it, or I feel to do it, that means I also want to try something new. I don't know how it's going to go, but most probably if I have audience following and listening, definitely I have that little breaks before something needs to be done and said, you rethink. Because sometimes maybe if I'm not that person just to shoot something and just say, that person, it takes a little bit of time to say what needs to say, if I have to say. But nowadays, I have to say, I will say, because I feel responsible as a bar manager. So I have responsibility. I say bar manager, but for me, staff, it's son, daughters, brothers, and sisters. It's simple in that way. If I don't think in that way, then it would be human people. They will feel I compare them just to human people. No. Listen, we all know it's 10, 15 hours per day. So saying that, definitely weight in the shoulder. We try always to do our best. Another thing is very important. We don't blend completely on the current blends, on the trends. We don't. So I would say some people like maybe me or whoever might lead something is if there is a trend, we step a little bit back. We see what happened, we blend something, but we don't gonna be on the first scenario and say this is the way how we do, because we don't know. And if we don't know, there is a chance maybe things will change. There is a chance we might going to say we tried, industry tried to do that, but it didn't work out. So he's gonna end up to definitely weight in the shoulder. Definitely you see a generation looks above you and then he wants to get as much as he can. Nowadays we do understand younger generation, they can receive very fast, but also they're moving so fast. So it's our job also to slow down, secure them. Because some of my colleagues, they say I can do, especially when they see us traveling. Guys, traveling is okay. But my father, in my age, he had 4 kids and 2 business. I don't have that. So as much as I like what I do, but a little bit of integrity and real is going to be redone on the future. So yeah, thank you very much for guys supporting, but definitely we try to be balanced between reality, integrity, what needs to be done, how to say to the people what it's the right inspiration and what could be not the right inspiration. And so many things on the same packet. I think I talk for myself, but so many colleagues around the world, we are on the same patio, So definitely will be three topics. 3 main points. People, a very particular location, and then a very time frame of our bartending. So people definitely was Niger. Now, Niger was a bar where we had our right freedom. When I say right freedom, it means we could work a lot. So that work it could prove to our investors, the owners of the business, we could sustain seriously. That was one. So do I take all the creativity on my shoulder or credit to me? No. Marian, Martina, Szilard, and Gabriele and myself, we were the main people or the only people working behind the bar. But that venue was created by everyone, from doorman, truly chef, floor service, anyone, owners, anyone. So that was one, definitely people. Second location, I think London had the top peak around 20 years ago something. So 2010, the bar opened. And another thing, it's everything is moving too fast nowadays for young generation. So you need credibility for everything. So 8 to 10 years in one company, I think I just put so much roots down, no? And that's it won't get forgotten. He's there for a very, very long time. So that was another thing. I had so much experience on the past. So in that frame, I could really use it a lot. Assisting even Marian, Martina, everyone. And then third, I think the bartending scenario had that time. We were stable, so maybe early 90s or in the 20s after the 2000 and after for 10 years. Bartending was very stable. So that kick, completely changing the page and then try to adapt that area of London, that bar, that team, I think it made it super strong. Then we could carry by innovating, improving for the next 5-6 years. And now we got definitely a good label, a good stamp on our shoulder. We felt the weight, so we never feel somehow release is finished. So we felt that time, that teaching, that brain set still happening to all of us, still happening. So we couldn't stop. But definitely we ratio everything. We try to make it the right improvements. But something done in that time never has been forgotten. So, if I talk about drinks, creamy drinks will be always in our menu. Creamy, clear, fizzy, Collins, rocks and boozy. Menu is always going to be balanced, so we won't change tomorrow for another topic, but we rebalance through what the customer, location, looking for, type of venue. Simply this way. So I think on that particular 10 years ago, that was really happening. 3-4 facts together.